So I had a video here last year sometime when Amara La Negra um, was all over the place talking about colorism being a thing for her and a serious problem. And I just watched a video that blew my mind. I saw something earlier this week, like a TED talk, that blew my mind. Like, I'm like, I'm in my 40s, and this was a thing when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's still a thing. Like, that there are like whole little sub communities, especially in this country. I don't know about the rest of the world, but in this country in particular, we have a real serious issue with colorism. I also watched another video by a vlogger here who was talking about colorism in the music industry, and I put that through over at Dill on the Run at Facebook, for everybody to look at that, because we know that this is an issue. We know here that it's an issue, and I think it's so pervasive, and so it's like it's American, it's apple pie, but it's African American, it's collard greens and cornbread. Okay? It is our thing. It is our thing. Okay? And I'm really kind of going to go here tonight. I've never really done this, but I need to really hit on this one because this topic is everywhere this week, and I'm seeing so many people from different nationalities who are trying to address this. So many people from different nationalities who would be considered black in this country, um, who don't want to be considered black in this country. Let's be real here. So, dealing with this issue of colorism. And I don't know what goes on in other places. So I'm not going to speak for anyone else of any other nationality at all. But here, this is a real, it is intrinsic. It's cellular. It is like ingrained. It is ridiculous. It goes everywhere. There's nowhere it doesn't go. And you see it crop up in these, I want to say, stupidest places or most shocking places that you just don't expect it. And it is something that is within our community. It's being enforced by things that are outside our community, and things that were outside of our community is what started all this mess to begin with. But what's kept it where it is us. Holding on to this idea of what is the standard of beauty within our community. And I'm going to tell you, I remember being a very confused young girl, because you could see plainly very good looking people looking like very good looking people. And that's just it. They just were very good looking people. And then you can see that there were other who were all come under the umbrella of God's children, all of us do, period. But people that I would not find attractive, that were not good looking to me, okay? And I will watch as a young girl, as a very young girl, people fawn all over these people because literally of a skin tone. And you would just see it. You would see it. You would see it. You would see it. And it continued. I gotta say this though, this is the next thing. You get older and you see this somewhat continuing, somewhat continuing to happen. But, I mean, when you're a dark-skinned woman and you're good looking, they always say, oh, you pretty or you fine or whatever for a dark-skinned woman. They're always saying that. That is the thing to say. I've heard that countless times over the years. countless, just countless times. Okay, and I mean it says so much that you just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not here to be anybody's political police, but I do observe things. And this is stuff that, I mean, it's really ingrained. This will be young men, old men, like real old, y'all, okay, making these comments to me, right? Or, as I said on the video over, I think it's at Instagram, could be here, could be at Facebook. I don't know where I put this video up at. Where they feel you good looking, you can't be black. You something else. Like, what are you? This is what I get all the time. It don't matter what my weight is. Like, seriously, what my hair look like. Like right now, it's the little twist that I got in my head right now that I am taking my time to take out because I'm just enjoying the carefreeness of the summertime and these suckers slinging and doing their thing. I'm good. You may take them down and redo them. It doesn't matter, okay? I had gotten that compliment of, you pretty for a dark-skinned girl, so many times that it's just been like, oh, okay, thank you. You know, I don't even pay it no mind no more. I don't look at it like, what are you saying? I look at it like, okay, whatever. I guess I don't even think about it. I mean, right now in this moment, I'm thinking, did somebody tell you that dark-skinned women don't have the ability to be pretty? Because everybody in my family pretty, so I don't know what the deal is with what they told you. And I remember I had, I knew a gentleman. Everything with him was color. Everything with him was color. And he was probably one of the lightest people. No, he's not. But he's light, that I've known over the years, as far as getting to know them. And everything with him was color. I also have known people who've been very dark. Everything with them is color. Like, you get to know them by, like, they get to know you and you don't have a name, but they describe, she's caramel color, they got your hair texture down. Like, that's weird stuff. It's really, like, why are you describing, and I need to say this again, these are my people. Okay? The clinging, and this was my issue the other day with discussing the different ethnicities and stuff like that. I think that video might actually be here. I think it's here. It's sitting here. It is, because I was waiting for it to upload last night. It's here. This was my issue in talking about that last night. It is so confusing. You got brothers and sisters that want to take and categorize you very fast. And they don't feel that it's possible for you to be anything if you're a dark woman. I don't know that brothers get this. I don't know, and I can't speak for them. A brother would have to get on here and talk about this for real, who's dark, because that was the other thing. Like I said in the video before, that blew my mind is that in the music industry, when they're talking and cutting these deals behind the scenes, the men that are trying to break these artists that are dark, that have amazing talent, that are female, they dark themselves. And literally being told by upper execs in whatever company, if you can bring somebody look like Beyonce, or if we can, we can get the song and we can get so-and-so to sing it, then we can do this. I'm sorry for having a shake like this. And they literally will say that. Jermaine Dupri has been, there's been videos of him saying it. If you watch Impressive TV, she has an amazing video on colorism in the entertainment industry. It's very good. I suggest you go and take a look at it. She's a very nice, classy channel. I think it's pretty cool. She always stays above board. No, she doesn't like low shots. She doesn't like cussing. She's really very good. Now here, I can't say all that, but it's a good channel. Anyway. We do this stuff to ourselves. Like, take for instance, I didn't know until very recently, and it's not something I internalized. I still don't really know that black people don't like to be called black. Black. I did not know that. Like I and I'm raised. I think Pennsylvania, Philadelphia is one of the most conservative cities in this country, specifically up north, and it's hidden like that. A lot of people don't know it, but I think it is. And we are very. This is a color-struck city because a lot of our people come from come from the south, and they got all that stuff ingrained in them, dead on. Okay. Um, a lot of us have heard from grandparents and everything, lighten up the family if they're not if they're dark in their opinion, and they get mad with kids if they don't do it and stuff like this, and still talk about it in their 80s, and how they don't appreciate that they didn't take that their daughter or their son didn't take that advice, blah 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 blah. I remember being a teenager listening to my father talk about people literally marrying, like women and men marrying people who are white so that their children would have a better future and have nicer hair textures. These were things, people. And it's an uncomfortable, inflaming conversation. But I need to get back to why. What I don't understand why you can't call somebody black. But because from what I understand, it's an insult. In my house, it was not. Okay, growing up for me, it just wasn't. Um, I only began to understand that it was an insult by somebody else who that was part of their dogma, like part of their thing. Like, they bet not call me black. They bet not call black. I was like, really? You're not a black? You're not black? Where are you? Like, that's what I thought. I did not know what she was saying, or he was saying. I did not know. Okay, because I've heard this on both sides. Okay. Um, but the second time I heard it, I was like, there it is again. Never heard that before. Okay. Now, what I experienced was horrendous from our people. The first off, you became the brunt of the different jokes and stuff like that, especially if you were. It was so uncomfortable. I don't know. And I can't stay there because I'm just not there anymore. But this video that I watched tonight brought it up to me, and it made me think to myself, how many of us are walking around fly as shit? You understand what I'm saying? Bad to the bone, like, brick houses, beautiful, beautiful smiles, beautiful hair. You know what I mean? And not feeling our power in that when we put our feet down, specifically women, every step we take because of this colorism thing. And it is very real. It is so real. And it's so real. Oh God, it's so real. Then you step into, as you get older, for some people, they step into the community of people who are talking very pro-black. Okay? I love my skin. I love myself. I'm a queen, you know. And you step into that community and it flips. It literally flips. Everybody looking for somebody my color, right? And when I meet the sisters who are heavily in this community that are much lighter, they wish they were my color. Like, I go, really? Like, you just don't like yourself? And I mentioned this in that other video. I've had that conversation more than once, honey. Oh, more than once over at least 20 years span of time. I never looked at it and understood the colorism side of it until I had a family member calmly tell me, you always got light-skinned friends. And I was like, I do. It's not a plan. But it's not a grand plan. What do you mean I always got light-skinned friends? Um, because what they didn't notice is I always had friends who grew up very similarly to me. So we might have been the only two black people, no matter what the skin tone was, in our school, right? Who had somewhat of a similar structure when it came to our values. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was. It was never, oh, let me just make sure I got me some light friends. Like, no. Let me make sure I had some good quality friends. Okay? And people are people. They show their personalities at the end, and sometimes we gel and sometimes we don't. But I remember being told that, and I remember being like, should I be self-conscious now because I just look at people and I'm just friends with people because they're friends? Like, we are cool because we both, I mean, there was so much that lined up, that friendship in particular. We both got to the school around the same time. We both were brand new to the area. There was just so much, and so much of our values were very similar. So it was just like, what are you talking about? Of course, okay, well, that's my friend. There were a lot of people that were not my friend. I was like, you ain't friend material. No. Who were like too. You know what I mean? Like, I never understood that. And would get pitched in a minute. Goodbye. Goodbye. You not a friend. So when did we stop? We, as a whole, as a group of people, just stop. We stop looking at the soul of a person and remembering how we feel when we're around them some time ago, and created this stupid division that it is here and is here to stay. I wish I could say it's going somewhere, but I have seen some craziness of recent. I mean, like that conversation where the woman told me, oh, I wish I was your skin color. That happened a couple of years ago, man. Blessings. Thank you. I didn't understand it. I did not understand why, for the love of all that is good, this sister chose to tell me that. We have to be who we are. Not standing in who we are is a big issue for our community. And when I say that, I want to touch back on that other issue when I was mentioning that you go to the community that's very pro-black, black nationalists and everything, and it's like, okay, so it's still there. The colorism is somewhat still there to a degree, but it's different. It's like you automatically accepted you really black, right? And we questioning the light ones over here. And I look and I go, I don't understand that. If these are black people, they're black people. I've never understood that. I've had to look at it from a different standpoint because I have two grandchildren. One is my color, one is not. Okay? And I love them both dearly. I love them with all my heart. There is no confusion. And I'm going to tell you something. This is the challenge. This is the challenge. Because, see, growing up, it was my dad wanted everything to be, for me and my brother, he was just like, I want them to feel no type of way because they little dark black kids running around in an area where it's not a lot of black people at, period. I don't want them to feel that. He was very big on that. But still, his little isms would slip through, and you would hear it and be like, really? Like, I don't understand. When my granddaughter was born, I heard isms from all over. Older people, younger people, people very close to me, and you just look at them and go, did that just come out of your mouth? Did you literally just say that? things that were referencing like oh, a ray of sunshine has come to the family. Excuse me, a ray of what? So there was no ray of sunshine before my other grandchild was born? I need to understand what you're saying. Or, wow, you must have some light genes in your family somewhere. And I'm just like, okay, all right, come on, are you serious? Yeah, it's not cool. Are you serious? Like, did you just say that? Or, that one looks just like you. That one looks just like you. I mean, there is a story in our family that goes back where kids were born. And my great-grandfather was a very dark man, extremely very dark man. And he expected all his kids to be extremely dark like him, even though he came from mixed-colored parents himself. But he was just like, they have to be dark like me. And if they were not, he wasn't claiming them. But, you know, he still was who he was. And I think to myself, that's old. You know what I mean? I mean, he's no longer here. He's deceased, right? I don't understand why in this world, this colorism thing that is it's been here. It hit and has landed, germinated and spread. It's like spores popping off every single time a person is born, right? Every single time people meet each other. Like, I feel like I think I saw that vitriol or some of the very hateful videos from different people. No. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Get out of my video. There are, I think, what was it? There was a young woman that was on Fix My Life, Iyanla Fix My Life, where she said something about her mother teaching her that people weren't going to like her because she was light-skinned, like they hated her. And she said something happened to her, and I don't know if a lot of people agreed with that or not. I have no idea. I just happened to watch the show on YouTube. I thought it was interesting. Whereas in my family, people would say stuff like, this was said about my daughter, people are not going to like her. And we were like, we were like, why? Because people are going to know she's loved. Now that's a reason. This thing that goes back and forth within our community. Right now, I'm not talking about television. I'm just not. We do this mess. Whole club of I'm light-skinned. Oh, God. Entire groups of people I've just known with this whole mentality. You're just like, are you serious? You still there? I haven't seen you in 15 years. And you still talk about this club you a member of. Nothing else has happened in your life. Let's move forward, right? But I don't know. I just really think that it's something where people have to look and go, I'm me and I'm okay with being me. No matter what me is. Because I'm telling you, we have a different dynamic in this household where I got to now get all kinds of pictures to put up to make sure that, both of my grandkids see themselves in beautiful forms no matter what. Period. It's not an option. It is not an option to have either of them feel slighted because of skin color. I would never have thought in a million years that I would have had to deal with this. Like, never. I'm telling you. Never, because I had to deal with it from the other side growing up. But got so far away from that and so far beyond that, I'm a spiritualist. I'm a whole priestess. I deal in energy now. Life is just very different from me. But when I see this, it's an echo that harkens back to a time when I was a young girl. I think watching that young lady's TED Talk this week talking about being a D-list girl on a casting call that she found within regards to a movie that she loved. I cannot remember what the name of the movie was. I think it was Straight Outta Compton. I think that's what it was. Um, it's heart wrenching. If you get a chance, watch it. It's on here. It's on YouTube. It's sad though. Like it hit me right here. I was like, whoa, this is still a big issue, and I don't know about it from the other side. Then you think about the light skinned girls, and I'm doing this from a woman's standpoint in particular, because I think we just catch it on all kinds of ends. The light skinned girls that are born and they don't have the sinewy, glossy curls or straight hair. They got hair like mine. It's called, they did not win the lottery with that one. In their minds or in the community's minds, or you're light and you don't have light, fair features. Your nose is not keen enough. These are strange isms that are hanging around in our community like crazy. Okay, this fascination with baby hairs, I swear to God, man, that's all that's about. That's all that's about. We have to be cognizant of who we are and be okay with who we are. I know, not the baby. The baby hair is for you know what I'm talking about. That baby hair is real. It's real. That's the other thing. Let's talk about we're going to unpack this as much as I can tonight. The natural hair community, seriously. This strange fascination when you got like less than an inch of hair on your head with defining your curls. What is that? What is that? I have done the big chop quite a few times in my life. Okay? I'm a product junkie. No, sis, let's get this straight. You're a woman who's trying to make sure that society will be okay with your natural texture. It will be shiny enough and you can lay it enough and the curls won't pop back up and the baby hairs will be there and you will just be accepted. That is an issue that a lot of women go through when it comes to natural hair. They're not okay with their natural hair. I mean, I will watch, back in the day, I remember when we were online with the natural hair, so it was the FOC keys. Everybody had the FOC keys, right? And they had, what was it? Was it Photo Bucket? There were all these photo sharing sites before YouTube and everything jumped off, okay? Once YouTube jumped off, it was on, honey. And there were so many natural hair products being touted out there. And I remember people saying, are you going to buy snake oil? Like, it became the joke. Like, you're going to put darn near anything in your hair so you can say, my curls are defined. Or just accept that your hair is what your hair is. Right? That's another internal way of going, I'm not good enough. And people really feel, I'm telling you, I go back to that comment again where I know people who literally categorize every conversation that they have where they're describing people, and these are black people, these will be men and women, they describe them by skin color. Oh, you know who I'm talking about? She's caramel color. And they do this to women a lot. They'll do it to men too. But I hear it a lot with the women. You know, her hair is really long, kind of, she has a texture like, no, not quite like that person, like Jane Kennedy, or like, and you like, are you crazy? You really? Like, or she's real, she chocolate, but she not real chocolate. She like brown chocolate. You like, that means you in my time period. Because older people wasn't calling people chocolate. No, they were not. Okay? It becomes too much of, I'm not going to accept who I am. I'm not going to accept who I am. And I'm very intrigued when I see it flip on the other side. When I see women who are extremely light with, who are not part of that crew, so to speak, that I will never forget being at work, like, yeah, girl, going out with this guy and whatever. I'm wasting my light skin on him. I was like, you wasting what? And I said, did you just say that? Like, you're wasting your light skin on him? Okay. All right. Or, I ain't got to deal with this. I'm light skinned. I mean, really. What is that? What is that? Or the sisters that walk around stung because they are dark. That in particular just makes me feel like, why you feel like that? Why are you walking around feeling like you're nothing because you dark skinned? And then it indubitably turns into people acting like they're nothing because of how they feel. Legit. Like, are you serious? Like, you let them do, and a lot of us have done that stuff to ourselves over time, but a lot of that is about growing pains. It's not about skin tone. But at a certain point, you think to yourself, I would just say to all my people, like, get past it. Yeah. Focus on self-acceptance because love is the key. And that's really what I came here to say. I wanted to come here to unpack this. I wanted to tell people to learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself. You can do it through sensuality. You can do it through your accomplishments. Or you can do it through, especially if it's about looks, you need to be standing in the mirror looking at yourself and being okay with you. Catching your smile and being like, I got a nice smile. Or catching your skin tone that day because you done flushed with veggies and water for the past few days. I'm doing pretty good. Looking rather fly today. Feel good about yourself. And don't make it be about, oh, do they notice that I'm looking good today? Because, I don't want my skin tone to cover it. I have never heard of that before. But people go through stuff like that. And I come here to say I sympathize. I really do. I don't feel it to the degree that people do. I used to as a kid. But growing up, life takes you through so many things and you learn so much and you achieve so many things and you realize you're a being and you are here to live your most exemplary life and get past these little penny ante issues. And there is some really penny ante issues in our community that keep us back. So I just want everybody to remember that. Remember that. I see it in all kinds of ways too. Oh, I see it. Just accept your joy, accept your love, know that you're okay. Know that I know that my people, they all know they loved. And anybody struggling with, oh, I don't look just like you. No, you don't have to look like me. You gotta look like you, but you're gorgeous anyway, and don't be uncomfortable with that. That is the constant conversation I have with both of my granddaughters and my daughter. It's not an issue of you have to look a certain way to be. No, it's nothing like that. It's just they're beautiful people, and why shouldn't I acknowledge that? This is a long video, so I'm going to get ready and cut this off. I'm at 33 minutes, y'all. I came here to unpack some stuff tonight. I rarely ever do this. Have a good evening. I hope other people get a chance to watch this. Give me some feedback. Peace out.